And today's host of Navigating the Risk is Sean Stinger.
Good morning, Treasure Coast. It's been a while since we've been on the air. It's great to be back here in the studio. It seems like the whole world has changed 8 times over since we were out here last year. For those of you who don't remember, we did this program for about 26 weeks here and tried to get the word out on how to protect yourself while the whole meltdown was occurring.
Oh, yeah.
And thank God things have kind of moved in the right direction with some regulatory and some government help. And the overall economy obviously rebounding. If anybody's been following the markets, things are starting to come back. The primary reason we decided to come back on the air is we have really a unique event that's coming up. We like to think of it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for investors here locally. This free seminar, which we are going to be hosting here at the Harborage Yacht Club on December the 15th, is going to be called the Financial Trust Forum. And the idea is that we're going to talk about everything from the economy, trusts, portfolio management, literally bonds to banking. Our tagline on this particular seminar is, the scandals make the headlines, but it's what's legal that can harm you the most. Kind of provocative thing to think about.
Yeah.
You basically got to know where you're going to know where you're going to be. So that's what we're going to try to do. Some of the topics of this seminar which we're going to touch on today, number one would be the important laws regarding Florida trust and estate, portfolio management, why you need to own the portfolio of the future, the importance of having your portfolio sitting in a third-party custodial bank, economics coming out of the recession, and a solid financial strategies for 2010. When I talk about once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, people probably shrug and say, come on, man, what are you talking about?
Well, this year's once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Right. The reason I'm saying that is we've put together what I like to call the financial all-stars and legal all-stars. And unlike other seminars that are being held locally, this seminar is going to have 3 different individuals with 3 distinct expertise categories to, for you to have access to. The first being Tom Forrest of Charles Schwab, who is the corporate sponsor of this event. And Tom Forrest is the president of Personal Trust. The president of Personal Trust for Charles Schwab. This is an individual that you simply would not have access to had I not begged him for 6 weeks to join us in this campaign.
Dog, huh?
He really is, and I'd like to just take a moment to read this guy's bio. University of Delaware, B.S. in Accounting, Widener University, Masters of Taxation, Certified Public Accountant, Accredited Estate Planner, former President of National Association of Estate Planners and Councils, Delaware Estate Planning Council, and Bank and Trust Association of the Mid-Atlantic States.
Wow.
Member of Society of Financial Service Professionals, American Institute of CPAs, Delaware Society of CPAs, and Wilmington Tax Trust. The Mary Campbell Center Foundation and Autism Delaware board member, Philadelphia Estate Planning Council, former board member, Tax Committee of the Delaware Society of CPAs, former treasurer and chairman, and National Conference of Christians and Jews Delaware chapter, former treasurer and board member. Tom Forrest manages the Charles Schwab Bank Personal Trust Services Division in Wilmington, Delaware. He leads a team of seasoned trust professionals who are accountable for executing trust agreements, responsibility, and professionality. Prior to joining Schwab, Tom held various positions in the trust industry. He helped establish and open the U.S. Trust Company office in Delaware, serving as president and CEO. He has also served as vice president and manager of the Delaware Personal Trust Office for First Union Trust Company, and Vice President and Manager of the Trust, Tax, and Financial Planning Division at Wilmington Trust. Highlights of Tom's career include assisting the IRS with the development of fiduciary income tax returns on magnetic media and leading Wilmington Trust as it became the first bank in the country to file fiduciary income tax returns on magnetic media. He has lectured extensively on tax and estate planning topics to audiences including the ABA Advanced Estate Planning Conference, Wealth Council's annual symposium, National Graduate Trust School, Tax Compliance Seminar, Financial Planning Association, American Bar Association, Tax Section, Bank Administration Institute, and National
What a resume.
I mean, this guy you could go on and on. So the moral to the story is Tom knows a lot about trusts. So if you need to know about your trust, you probably need to come and listen to Tom.
What an expert.
And you get Tom absolutely free at the Harvard Yacht Club on December the 15th.
Cool.
The next individual I'd like to mention on our lineup of financial all-stars is Michael Fogel, who's the Chief Investment Officer of Fogel Capital Management, Stuart, Florida, and 110 Wall Street, New York. For over a decade, Michael Fogel has served as portfolio manager at Fogel Capital Management. He manages a diverse group of equity and fixed income portfolios for individuals, families, trusts, guardianships, corporations, and believe it or not, Native American governments. His knowledge is regularly used by Fogel Capital Management clientele for a variety of financial services ranging from executive retirement goals to real estate investment and bond issuance for economic development purposes. Fogel Capital Management is appointed on the New York State Part 36 database under the New York State Supreme Court to act as a guardian and/or trustee for incapacitated individuals. We have a large business in managing funds for parents and/or attorneys who are guardians as well. Before taking over as the Chief Investment Officer, he worked for Lehman Brothers as an equity derivatives and program trader and at Prudential Securities as a performance analyst, evaluating the overall performance of the firm's recommended investment managers. Early in his career, he was employed by Drexel Burnham Lambert in the Financial Systems and High Yield Department. Michael Fogel has presented lectures for the State of Florida, Charles Schwab and Company, the New York Trial Lawyers Association, the National Congress of American Indians, the National Indian Gaming Association, the Native American Finance Officers Association, and the Midwest Economic Development Conference. He has also provided financial training workshops specific to tribal communities on the request of tribal governments. So with those two guys, you're on your way to having all the information you needed, and then we threw in our favorite local attorney, Mr. Sean Weidrich, who is joining me today. Sean, maybe you could do a little bio on yourself to let our potential seminar guests know who they'll be seeing.
Well, sure, and thanks for having me here today, Sean. Glad I was able to pop in. I got held up at the office for a few extra minutes there. Well, I've been doing estate planning and elder law for 10 years, 7 down in Palm Beach County, 3 here on the Treasure Coast. I'm a member of the National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys, the Florida Academy of Elder Law Attorneys. I'm a member of the Real Property, Probate, and Trust Law section, as well as the Elder Law section of the Florida Bar. And I'm actively serving on the Probate, Trust Law, and Guardianship Committee of the Martin County Bar Association. So for 10 years, all I've been doing is wills, trusts, estates, and elder law.
That's great. I mean, it's obvious now to anybody listening that we've put together 3 individuals with the amount of knowledge that is pretty impressive. And to get them all to be able to come together in one forum, in a free forum where you could go locally and sit down and get all this information is really, I think, is fantastic. So we're looking forward to it. Again, the Financial Trust Forum being held at the Harvard Yacht Club on December the 15th. If you'd like to RSVP for that, you can simply call 772-22